Hey guys, Doug B here. Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm going to assume that you have been playing with the new 1.7 firmware for the past couple of weeks. I know I have. There is just so much new stuff to go over. And like I said, I will be doing weekly videos for a while until we get caught up on everything in firmware 1.7. This week, let's take a look at those new amps. First up is the 65 Twin Reverb Blonde. The new model guide describes it like this. One of the greats, an indispensable mid-60s stage and studio favorite prized for producing quintessential Fender clean tone with reverb and vibrato effects. This model is based on the blonde version that includes two Celestion G12 65 creamback speakers for smoother, warmer tone. Now the funny thing is, I can't find any information on this amp. According to the info that I have found, the 65 Twin Reverb is a blackface Fender amp. The blackface line was released in '63. It includes separate normal and vibrato channels, each with dual inputs for different gain levels. The Twin was first released in 1952 and was called the Twin amp. The Twin has seen a number of revisions since its introduction. Several variations on the amp's original design have been produced through the years, including the Twin Reverb, the Super Twin, the Twin Reverb 2, the Twin Reverb 65 reissue, and the Twin Reverb 68 custom reissues. After a slight change in appearance from the rough blonde Tolex and maroon grille appearance to a smooth blonde Tolex with a gold grille cloth, the Twin amp was replaced with the Twin Reverb amp in 1963. The blackface era of Fender amps ran from 1963 to 1967. The Twin now had an onboard spring reverb tank and was renamed the Twin Reverb. In 2000, Fender released the 65 Twin Reverb reissue Blonde Oxford FSR Limited Edition. They also released the Tone Master Twin Reverb Blonde in July 2021, which uses the Celestion G12 65 creamback speakers. The creamback wasn't released until 2012. So my research comes to the somewhat dubious conclusion that the 65 Twin Reverb Blonde model in the Tone Master Pro was probably inspired by the Tone Master Twin Reverb Blonde. Let's hear what the 65 Twin Reverb Blonde sounds like. So here's the Twin Reverb, basically at default setting. I've just turned the reverb up a little bit. Now I'm going to go over and turn up the vibrato or the tremolo, whichever way you want to look at it. Be right back. Next up is an amp that a lot of you have been waiting for. The Highway 105, which is based off of a modified high-watt DR103. The model guide says this: inspired by the high-watt DR105, this rare late 70s Canadian import version of the DR103 captures the same big, bold, clean tones of the original 100-watt head, with the added flexibility of cascading both channels to get incredible crunch by turning up both volume controls. The DR105 model was modified specifically for the Canadian market in order to meet stricter CSA electrical requirements. Other than this one change, the DR105 was identical to the DR103, specifically the two input versions from the tail end of the 70s. Although they were identical to the DR103 when they left the factory, the Canadian distributor for high-watt modified every amp that came in by wiring the output of the bright channel into the input of the normal channel, thus increasing the gain slightly when using the bright channel. Many famous bands, including The Who, Pink Floyd, The Rolling Stones, Wishbone Ash, Jethro Tull, The Moody Blues, and Rush have used the high-watt DR103 amp. This 100-watt tube amplifier is known for its high headroom, clarity, and volume, and was built like a tank, making it a favorite for legendary guitarists like David Gilmour, Pete Townsend, Jimmy Page, Robert Fripp, and Alex Lifeson, who supposedly used a DR105 in the early to mid-70s. The Highway 105 amp head is paired with the 4x12 Highway cab, which is a collection of IRs of the high-watt cabinet with four 12-inch Fane speakers. Let's hear what the Highway 105 sounds like. All right, here's the Highway 105. I'm just using the default settings on it. I've not added any reverb, any sweetening, or anything. So it sounds like this. Here's something for you high-gain/metal guitarists. The Petrol. The model guide says this: inspired by channel 3 of the diesel VH4, this high-gain head has become a mainstay for hard rock and metal because of its tight low end, aggressive mid-range, and crushing tone. The mighty VH4 head is the powerhouse that put diesel on the map. It's the iconic first diesel amp, still made the same way since 1992. Dissatisfied with the sounds from commonly available amps, rocker Peter Diesel created the VH4 Tone Master just to please himself, and got so many requests from other guitarists for their own diesel amps that he had to put the VH4 into production. The VH4 head features a beefy 100-watt output section with 4 distinctly voiced preamp channels, each with separate gain, EQ, and master controls. Other useful features include series and parallel loops, plus 4-channel inserts to add pedals or rack effects to any single channel. The 4 channels of the preamp section are named Clean, Crunch, Mega, and Lead. Channel 3 is the Mega channel, and it delivers Diesel's trademark, highly defined heavy metal rhythm sounds to soaring solo sounds. The Petrol amp head is paired with the 4x12 Petrol cab, which is a collection of IRs of the Diesel cabinet, with 4 12-inch Celestion V30 speakers. Let's hear what the Petrol sounds like. Well, let's see if the Petrol chugs. We wind things up with another bass amp, the Bassman TV. The model guide says this: from the cult classic Bassman TV series, this bass combo offers classic Fender tube tone with warmth, bite, and the unmistakable low end of a 15-inch speaker. Now this amp has an interesting history in that it is literally the very first Bassman amplifier. The Fender Bassman started in 1952 as a dedicated bass amp in a TV front cabinet with a 15-inch speaker, designed for the precision bass. But its warm, powerful tone quickly made it a favorite for guitarists, despite blowing speakers. It appeared in Fender's sales literature labeled simply as amplifier. Very soon, though, Fender sales chief Don Randall named it the Bassman. The original Fender TV front Bassman of 1952 was a bare-bones amp with two knobs, volume and tone, and two instrument inputs on a top-mounted control panel, a bottom-mounted copper-plate steel chassis, and what Fender billed as a specially designed Jensen P15N speaker. It was the first Fender amp with a closed back. This had two large round ports and was specifically designed to enhance bass response. So what does TV front mean? Well, in the world of vintage musical instruments, TV front refers to a specific design of early Fender amps produced in the late 40s and the early 50s, basically 1948 to 1953. These amplifiers featured a cabinet design with a rectangular control panel that had rounded inner corners, giving them an appearance similar to the television sets popular at the time, which often had small, round cathode ray tubes in a square cabinet. Fender was phasing out the TV front style by summer 1952 in favor of the wide panel design, and the Bassman was no exception. So this model lasted less than 1 year in its original version. Fender released the Bassman TV 15 in 2009, which was an updated version of the original 1952 model. The new version featured a 350-watt Class D amp, while the original only had 40 watts of power. Sadly, the Bassman TV 15 was discontinued in 2011. Well, let's hear what the Bassman TV sounds like. All right, let's move on to bass. Well guys, there you have it. The 4 new amps that were added in firmware 1.7. We've got everything from old school to David Gilmour to metal. Hopefully this will keep you preoccupied for a while. Now I've got to say, for me personally, my favorite out of this new batch is the Highway 105. I am just loving that thing. I'll be posting a new preset for it here in a couple of weeks, and I'll let you know when that's up. So there you have it. We've looked at the new amps. We've looked at the new synths. Next week we'll be looking at more new stuff. So have a great week, stay warm, and I'll be talking with you again next Wednesday.